Looking for a family SUV, but don't want to break the bank? Well, this is Toyota's answer to you. This is the Urban Cruiser. And before we get going, I'd like to address the elephant in the room. Yes, it is based on the Grand Vitara. But so what? It's a Toyota after all, guys. So, up front, we do have our piano black grille over here. And this chrome thing that runs across into the LED daytime running lights, which is really a nice touch from Toyota. You can tell that they try to differentiate this from the Grand Vitara, the car that it's based on. So it has this LED daytime running lights that also doubles up as a turn signal. So this is really quite a cool little feature that I like over there, or a design element. Coming down below, we do have our halogen lamps. I'm not really quite a fan of halogen headlamps in 2024. On a 2024 car, I feel like Toyota could have given us LED headlamps, because in the Grand Vitara you do get LED headlamps, but I'll touch on that when I have the Grand Vitara on test. So, coming along to the side, we do have our 16-inch steel rims. Guys, I don't know when was the last time I saw steel rims. So this being the XS variant, you get steel rims, and then in the XR variant, you get 17-inch alloy rims. And personally, from the get-go, I'd go for the 17 alloy rims, because in South Africa, they steal these things. So, side design and side profile, I like the proportions, but you can tell that the Urban Cruiser kind of grew, you know, it had like, it's like somebody put the Urban Cruiser in a microwave and something, and it kind of like expanded. So I really like how much it has grown. It has this boxy design and boxy element, and I feel like it will appeal to a lot of customers. So side profile, I really like that. And we do have our keyless over there, our keyless entry with a button over there. And then, side profile, I have no complaints. I like the side profile, it's just fine. Coming along to the rear, and the rear has to be one of my favorites. This car looks the best from the rear. You know, it has this kind of light bar effect with this, I say it's brushed aluminium. I like that so much. And this C-shaped LED tail lights really look the business. They make Toyota stand out, and well done Toyota. That's all I can say. Well done Toyota. And then boot space. So it's a manually operated boot space. Boot space is sitting at about 353 liters, and it's quite a huge boot, man. If you know how the Urban Cruiser used to look, so you'll know how boot space was in that car. So this car has grown quite a bit. We have a cooler box here. There we go. So can about fit in a full-size cooler box, and there's space for a suitcase as well. Let me see. Ow! Yeah, I mean, you can tell, man, with the parcel shelf, of course, you can tell that, boot space is really generous in this car. So it'll be fine for carrying all those trips and all those things. So with that being said, let me jump into the interior and take you through the interior of this vehicle. Okay, so you guys join me inside the interior of the Urban Cruiser. So, right from the get-go, we are greeted with this lovely steering wheel from Toyota. I like the look of the steering wheel. Don't really like the feel of it. It's a bit on the thin side, but it's okay, man. It's really okay. So up front on the steering wheel, we have our multifunction media buttons with our volume and seat track over there. In the XR model, we have our cruise control, but I'll touch on that while I'm driving. And then we also do have our push start right here on our right, and then something to adjust our lights over here. And then up front, we have our analog dials. I like this traditional analog dial style. It's our analog dials with a combination of semi-screen right there that you can use to check your fuel consumption, your compass, your torque, and things like that. It's the same screen that you get on the Suzuki, So I like that implementation. I like that Toyota took that from Suzuki. So coming to the center we have our 7-inch touchscreen over here that hosts both our wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, which works seamlessly. I like the fact that it's wireless, I really like that. So you can also check your range, average speed on the screen, and things like that, So also coming along down to the center as well, we also do have your climate control buttons. So these climate control buttons are regular switches. I like the fact that Toyota stuck to traditional, switches instead of touch sensitive buttons, because I really don't like touch sensitive buttons. And then we also do have our traction control, our stability control thingy there, and then our park sensors thing over there. And then connectivity wise, we have our 12-volt socket down here and a USB port and somewhere to store your cards and things like that. And that's about it. And then and then we also have 2 cup holders down below and storage compartment. We have this, I like the fact that this armrest over here is leather. I really like that. It feels very nice to rest your arm on while you're driving and things like that. But overall, this is a really, really nice interior. I like the seats as well. Like the cloth seats in this car are really, really spectacular. So I like that about the car. So with that being said, let's jump into the back seats and let me walk you through the back seats of the vehicle. So I'm in the back seats of the Urban Cruiser, and from the get-go you can tell that you're in a spacious vehicle. Leg room is a lot. This is my usual driving position, and I really, really like the leg room that you get on this car. So you also do get electronic windows in the Active model, which I like that, because in some cars you get manual adjusted windows for the standard one. So I like that about the car. And then you also do get your illumination over here, a little really light. So I like the touch over there, so that people back there can control their lights and things like that. And then coming along to the center, let me just unhook this just a second. Yeah, that was a bit of a faff, but yeah. Center, we have our center armrest over here with 2 cup holders, and yeah, I like it. It's an okay thing. It's a practical interior. Overall, I have no complaints here. The only complaint that I have is the fact that you do not get charging sockets over here. You do get air vents to control the air conditioning, but it's controlled from the front. But you do not get charging sockets over here, which is, I feel like it's a deal breaker for the back seats, man, because I was in the Bronx and it had that. And this is a car that's going to be focused around kids and things like that, carrying kids and things like that. So I really don't like that about the car. And then we have our storage compartments here, flip storage compartments, something like that. It's very low or shallow, but just the job done. I like the way that they thought about that. But overall, you can squeeze in 3 people in this car and you do absolutely fine. It's a really, really spacious interior. Headroom is a lot. Yeah, you can do a lot of journeys in this car and you'll be absolutely very happy. Besides the fact that you don't have charging sockets. But nonetheless, let's get into the drive of the vehicle and let me tell you how this car drives. So you guys join me inside the interior of the Urban Cruiser for the driving impressions of the vehicle. So right from the get-go, let's get it off with the oily bits. So under the hood you have a 1.5 naturally aspirated engine putting out 77 kilowatts and 138 newton meters of torque. And in this variant, it's putting its power through a 5-speed manual gearbox. And I have to say, I really, really like the gearbox. It's very easy to use. It's very, like the clutch feel is very easy to use and how, like anybody that's a new driver can be comfortable in driving this manual transmission. So I really like that about the car.
So far, like driving in town, the drive is really, really nice. You don't really feel that the car is a bit underpowered, because 77 kilowatts and 138 newton meters of torque is not really that much, if I'm being honest with you guys. And you can tell that it's not that much in this vehicle, because it does kind of feel underpowered whenever you go onto inclines, and maybe let's say you've packed the vehicle full of people and luggage, so you'll definitely feel that, okay, the car is a bit underpowered here and there. But nonetheless, it's not really of a train smash. So with this being the XS variant, you don't get cruise control, and that's one of the things that I really don't like, because if you're going to take this vehicle out on the long road, you are going to need cruise control. It makes driving much more easier. So I really wish that Toyota could have fitted in a standard cruise control system. So I really feel like that should have been like a standard feature all across the entire range. But nonetheless, man, it's fine. So Toyota claims a fuel consumption of 6.1 liters per 100 k's. I've been averaging about 6.6 liters per 100 k's, and if I'm being honest with you guys, it's really not that bad for the size of the vehicle. Again, it's absolutely great. If I'm being honest, it's fuel consumption, I feel like they nailed it there. So service plans. So basically, you get a 3-year 60,000 service plan, and you get that also in the Grand Vitara, this car is actually based on the Grand Vitara, so it's also a 3-year service plan. Warranty wise, you get 3 years in the Toyota, and then you get 5 years in the Suzuki. I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure, because these cars are going to fight in the market. Basically, the one has the badge that people love, and then the other one has the better offering in terms of warranty and service plans and things like that. So I'm really not sure which one is going to oversell the other one. But knowing South Africans really like anything with the Toyota badge. And then safety wise, I feel like Toyota in this vehicle, in the XS variant, you get 2 airbags as standard, which is your driver's airbag and your passenger's airbag. And then in the Grand Vitara GL, which is basically the exact same vehicle in this exact same class, you get 6 airbags as standard. I feel like Toyota could have I feel like they could have took that 6 airbags from the Suzuki and put it in this one as well, because this vehicle is going to be a vehicle that's going to be carrying kids, and so obviously safety is top priority in this vehicle, but nonetheless, it's fine. Some people don't care about that, but I feel like that should have been something that Toyota took into consideration. One thing that I also don't like is the noise of the vehicle. Number one, the vehicle is not really that well. You can hear road noises, but it's not a problem. You can isolate. You can obviously cut that out with your audio and play some music, and you'll barely hear it. But one thing that you'll really notice is how this engine kind of screams at you at highway speed. So right now I'm doing roughly 120 k's, and the revs are sitting at about 3,000 RPMs, 3,500 RPMs, which is a bit loud, but nonetheless, man, it's really a fine car. The seats are really comfortable. Like, driving this vehicle is so easy, man. It does what it says in the tin. It gets you from point A to point B with no hassle. It's a Toyota, so obviously longevity wise, that you have your A game there. So nonetheless, that's what I like about the vehicle. And yeah, man, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in my next review. Stay tuned for that review. It's going to be a very interesting one. So yeah, with that being said, I'm CJ from 6J Wheels, and I'm signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next review.